How's it everyone? Mike at Fit Alive. Welcome to the new Fit Alive garage set. Yes, we officially cleared out the garage and now I can bring the insulation and a lot of the upgrades for the S14 and for future project cars now inside the garage. I'm super stoked. It's so nice to just set up, and at the end of the day I can just leave the project as is. I don't have to clean up and I can continue onward the following day. So it was definitely a challenge. Lots of blood, sweat, and tears moving all the overflow or the excess storage we had into our new temporary storage. But at the end of the day, it was so much worth it, and I'm just so happy we're here now. Alright, so next on the list are the GKTech welding reinforcement plates for the rear subframe of the S14. This will reinforce the strategic areas of the subframe and also prevent it from cracking due to stress. And I've already took a quick look at the whole kit. The instruction that came with was pretty spot on. Also, if you look online, there's a color version of it, so it actually shows you where to spot weld the welding reinforcement plates, and also the specifics if you want to go by the book, how the length of the stitch weld is and the location of the stitch welds. So recommended, it's MIG welding, and luckily for me, I have my old Hobart 140 back there. It's set up for MIG for 0.024 wire, and I'm hooked up with my shielding gas, which is a blend of carbon dioxide and argon, the C25 blend. So I've had some pretty good success with it lately, and that's what we'll be doing and demoing while we finish up this rear subframe. Before you weld in the reinforcement plates, the arms need to be torqued to the specified torque specs. This will actually clamp some of the bracketry down and will make these pieces fit much better. Also, it keeps it rigid and prevents any flexing. We'll take it one step at a time. It's a fairly involved process, but enough of me yapping, and let's get started. Alright, so I just wanted to take a quick break. I was doing a little bit of experimentation. One of my beginner mistakes that I was doing was I was rushing it. So rather than letting the weld pool and actually melt or fuse the two materials together, I was just going for it, going at it. And what was happening was lack of fusion and also some weird things happening with the weld that you saw earlier. On the second round, what I did was I took my angle grinder and then I attached a 40 grit flap disc, grinded it flat to make sure that the bad welds were already just resurfaced and I had a clean surface to go ahead and weld over those bad welds. On the second time round, it was much more smoother, and I think, yeah, just taking your time, actually using your eyes to see the pool, let it pull up, catch the edges, and then just do your thing until you hit the size that you're going for. Also, I think if you're just a beginner, as long as you understand the simple concepts. So for example, the GKTech manual suggests that you space out your weld beads because it is thin metal and it reduces warping. So rather than getting too specific on the actual weld length, just kind of space them out. That's why I started doing a bunch of those little mini tack welds. And it was just markers for me to know that, okay, from this distance to this distance, that's my first bead, and then I move on to the next distance. So I think that works well. And now is the time to test my theory on the other side to wrap up the traction arm brace. Yeah, we're almost done. And let's wrap up. That's a wrap. So all the weld and reinforcement plates are welded in. It was a pretty good learning experience. It's been a long time since I've welded, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next welding project. So with the rear subframe done, the next thing I'll have to do is clean it up, and the plan is to actually paint this. I was originally planning to powder coat it, but because vlog and because race car and because of learning and education, I've decided to tackle it myself. And since I do have the gear, I've actually painted in the past with my other previous projects, such as the Cafe Racer CB550, which is coming soon, maybe next year. I'll transfer all that knowledge onto this project. Once again, I'm Mike at Fiddleive. Thank you all for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate the support, and remember to design your life through your passion. And I'll see you on the next episode of Fiddleive. See ya.